A year had passed since the first Vardar lighthouse opened its heavy wooden doors. The tradition had not only endured, it had breathed new life into the cobblestone streets of the old bazaar. Elif stood at the entrance, watching a young student named Amar hesitate at the threshold. He was new to Skopje, his eyes wide with the uncertainty of a stranger in a bustling city. "The light here belongs to everyone," Elif said, offering a welcoming hand, "especially those who haven't found their way yet." Inside, the lighthouse was a hive of quiet purpose. Hana was showing Amar the resonance shelves, where the community shared more than just food. There were books, tools, and seeds for spring gardens. "We learned that hunger isn't always about bread," Hana explained as she handed Amar a warm scarf. "Sometimes it's the hunger to belong. Here, every person who takes something eventually finds something of their own to leave behind." The spirit of mentorship had taken root in the workshops of the bazaar. Zakir, the metalworker, had taken Amar under his wing to teach him the art of the copper lantern. The forge's glow danced on their faces as Zakir demonstrated how to hammer a pattern into the metal. "The metal resists at first," Zakir shouted over the rhythmic clang. "But with patience and heat, it learns to hold the light. People are much the same, Amar." At the bakery, the transition was equally profound. Uncle Adam sat in a sturdy chair, his eyes keen as he watched Luan manage the morning rush. Luan's hands moved with a grace that mirrored his teacher's, scoring the pied bread with a flourish that was now entirely his own. Uncle Adam didn't need to speak. The scent of the rising dough and the steady rhythm of Luan's work were a testament to a legacy successfully passed down. Elif and Mrs. Fatima spent the afternoon curating the memory wall inside the lighthouse. They pinned up handwritten recipes, old photographs of the bazaar, and notes of gratitude from travelers. "This wall is the heartbeat of Skopje," Mrs. Fatima whispered, smoothing out a faded picture of her own grandmother. Elif realized that by documenting their shared history, they were ensuring the Vardar's light would never dim for the generations to come. When a sudden, late spring blizzard blanketed the city in white, the lighthouse transformed into a sanctuary of warmth. Arbin and Izet worked side by side in the freezing wind, clearing the path to the door so that those seeking shelter could reach it safely. Despite the biting cold, Izet's grip on his shovel was firm. "The snow tries to hide the path," Izet told Arbin, "but neighbors are the ones who dig it back out." Inside the warmth of the kitchen, Hana and Amar were stirring a massive copper pot of lentil soup. The steam rose in fragrant clouds, carrying the scent of cumin and garlic. They weren't just cooking for the volunteers, they were preparing for the dozens of people who had come in from the storm. Amar realized that the act of stirring, of contributing to the whole, made him a stranger no longer. As the storm began to break, Elif and Zakir climbed to the small balcony above the lighthouse. They needed to ensure the main lantern, the one that signaled the building was open to all, was still burning bright against the dark sky. Zakir held the ladder steady as Elif reached up to clear the frost from the glass. The flame flickered but held, a small orange star in a world of blue and white. Bissim, the silver-haired shopkeeper, met Arbin near the river the following morning. He carried a set of blueprints for a second lighthouse in the northern district. "The Vardar flows through the whole city, Arbin," Bessim said, gesturing toward the water. "It is time for the light to follow the river's path." They stood together, planning the expansion of a dream that had started with a few simple baskets of bread. Late that night, Elif and Arbin returned to their spot on the stone bridge. The city was quiet, the snow muffling the sounds of the bazaar. They looked back at the lighthouse, its windows glowing like embers in the dark. The circle had not only closed, it had expanded, rippling outward to touch every corner of Skopje. "We didn't just build a pantry," Elif said softly. "We built a home that never sleeps," Arbin replied, watching the light dance on the water.